Jury selection is expected to begin today in the trial of James Craig. He is the former Aurora dentist accused of killing his wife with poison.
9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from Arapahoe District Court this morning. Courtney, it's important to note that this is happening now after months of delays.
Yes, that's right. Good morning, Jordan and Corey. Jury selection is slated to begin here at court in just a few hours. Police arrested James Craig more than a year ago as they were investigating the death of his wife, Angela. But he also faces additional charges, including evidence tampering and also perjury, which legal experts believe could bolster the prosecution's case. Angela Craig died in March 2023. The Arapahoe County coroner found she ingested lethal doses of cyanide and an ingredient found in Visine eye drops. Court documents show her husband, James Craig, used his dental office computer to research and buy undetectable poisons weeks before her death. Evidence tampering and perjury charges were filed months later. That's when investigators accused Craig of trying to persuade a fellow inmate to help him find women willing to provide false testimony at his trial. 9 News legal analyst Scott Robinson says the evidence in this case is overwhelming.
From the jail, Dr. Craig attempted to tamper with the evidence to make it look as though his wife might have tried to frame him. Those are obstacles I don't think even the most skilled defense lawyer can overcome.
There's been a lot of publicity in this case, but Robinson believes that it shouldn't be difficult to seat an impartial jury. Court gets underway here at 8:30 this morning, and jury selection is expected to last 2 days. As long as that all goes well, the trial will begin December 2nd. Live in Centennial, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.
New overnight, Boulder fire put out a small wildfire on Flagstaff Mountain. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office says the fire was reported around 9 last night on Flagstaff Road near the Flagstaff house. It is unclear if it caused any damage or what started the fire. We're working to get more information and we'll update you on air and streaming on 9 News Plus.
A building in the Denver Federal Center that houses the EPA is closed today over a hazmat issue. West Metro's hazmat team was called there yesterday because some sort of chemical had crystallized in a container and they were concerned that it would explode. People evacuated the building while the team determined the chemical was stable in its container. The building will stay closed until the Jefferson County Bomb Squad can remove it.
The ethics report on President-elect Trump's Attorney General pick, former Congressman Matt Gaetz, will stay behind closed doors for now. After a 2-hour meeting yesterday, members of the U.S. House Ethics Committee did not come to an agreement to release the report. The committee was investigating Gaetz over allegations of sexual misconduct and drug use, but that probe effectively ended last week when he resigned from Congress after receiving the AG pick. Gaetz has repeatedly denied the allegations, and no charges have been filed against him. The Ethics Committee will meet again next month.
With no decision made during that meeting, 2 resolutions that would force the committee to release its report are now on the House floor. 2 Democratic congressmen introduced the privileged resolutions yesterday, and if either of them is ruled privileged by the Speaker, the Republican majority will have to take it up. However, they could vote to table or kill the resolutions instead of holding a direct vote on releasing the report. A majority of the House would have to vote in favor to force the release.
President-elect Trump is on pace to meet his goal of announcing all his cabinet-level picks by Thanksgiving. He added 2 familiar faces to his incoming administration yesterday. The president-elect announced Pete Hoekstra as his pick to be U.S. ambassador to Canada. The current Michigan GOP chair served as our nation's ambassador to the Netherlands during Trump's first term. He also represented Michigan in Congress for nearly 2 decades. Trump also tapped Matt Whitaker to be his U.S. ambassador to NATO. Whitaker served as acting attorney general during Trump's first term. He's also a former U.S. attorney in Iowa. The president-elect has a complicated history with NATO. Earlier this year, Trump said he told a NATO member country the U.S. would not protect them against a Russian invasion if they don't meet NATO spending guidelines.
Colorado Democratic Congressman Jason Crow is sharing his concerns about some cabinet additions, including Trump's defense secretary pick Pete Hegseth. Hegseth recently went on a podcast and said that the U.S. should not have women in combat roles, adding it has made fighting more complicated.
I served with women, they fought, they sacrificed. Some of them gave their lives for our country. And the notion, the suggestion that they're not qualified, after decades and decades of service and integration of our military is just really beyond the pale.
Crow went on to acknowledge Hegseth's military career, but said, quote, he obviously took something very different away from his service than I did, end quote.
Weather-wise, today, tomorrow, and Saturday, warm and dry, but the attention now turning to next week. And of course, with the big travel week taking place next week. Want to focus in on that potential for mountain snow, including the potential for a long-lived mountain snow event starting next Sunday, lasting all the way through next Wednesday. In Denver, we could get some snow in the picture next Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to detail that for you in just a couple minutes, but want to give you a heads up that next week looking quite active. Erica.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. It is 6:07, and the drive right now is still really quiet out here. Surprisingly quiet for this time of the morning. We're really not dealing with any major slowdowns just yet out here, so maybe hang out, have that extra cup of coffee, tea, whatever helps you wake up at this hour. Fort Collins, Greeley Drive in toward the metro on I-25 and Highway 85, clear and quiet.